Hey there, Patriots. Welcome back to the front lines. Death Watch here to give you guys more intel so you can update your personal armory and fight back against the fake news media machine. And today we'll be talking about, part two of my earlier rant about race swapping characters and making them complete and total bastardized, disgusting versions of representation, right? This is all for nothing more than virtue signaling ESG points, right? As Seth Rogen says himself, I'm just actively trying to make less things starring white people, right? These leftists constantly come out and say, hey, you're a black person, right? Don't you want to see more black people in films, in movies, and TV shows as the heroes, as the main characters, and all this other crap, right? Of course, we say sure. I don't see any harm in that, right? I'm a person who watches media across from wherever, right? Internationally, right? I don't really care about the race of the characters, right? I care more about the story, right? It doesn't matter about their race, their sexuality, their gender, right? Or religious preference, right? If the movie is good, if the characters are well written, the movie is good, I will sit down and watch it. Doesn't care. I don't care what origin that this movie came from, right? However, leftists are all about we need to know the race, the sexuality, the gender, all this other craziness about the characters before we give it the green light. And if we figure out that a character is white, well, we got to change that. No, sorry, we can't have that. We got to change that character to now be black, a woman, of some various different sexuality or identity or whatever type of crap, right? It's no, we sorry, I don't like that. I don't want that, right? Especially these black characters that you're giving me, which are just recycled versions of white characters, right? So not only are the fans of the previous adaptation of these characters upset with this new character and upset with this new the writers for changing it, but now I'm upset because this character here, Amber, is a complete and total narcissist. Okay? So Invincible's co-creator Robert Kirkman stands by race swapping in Amazon's animated adaptation. Quote, we have to recognize that a couple of dumb white guys made this comic book in the early 2000s, right? It's like, okay, dude, you're clearly just, just virtue signaling here. Okay, you're virtue signaling in hopes that some people will, for some left wing audience, right? Because the fans of your original work will always be your fans. They don't really care about the race of the characters that you created, right? They were there because you created a good story. For you to kind of say, "Oh, well, I'm going to race swap these characters," right? Is sure, sure. There's several times where where artists will create something and then want to go back and try to rewrite characters a different way because they realize that, hey, I kind of wrote this character kind of stupid, right? Look at the boys, right? The boys from Amazon. The creators openly recognize that, yeah, what we created originally was this over the top, super edgy comic book. And when they finally got their live action deal, they decided to dumb that down a little bit, bring it on in, and make it a more cohesive story, right? And a lot of people recognize that, yeah, the story is a lot better than the actual comic book, right? So yes, you can do that. You can race swap some characters here and there. You can change the entire outline of a previous character that you had already had like a storyline for, right? That's okay. But the problem with this is that Amber, that used to be a white blonde, right? They race swap her and just make her completely the opposite of her original character. And that overall, everybody who has watched Invincible are just like, why? Why make this original character that had a good personality, very likable? Why race swap her and change her into this very narcissistic, self-entitled character that nobody likes? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, right? You just kind of shot yourself in the foot here with your own reimagining of your own story. Like again, like this whole virtue signaling stuff is just virtue signaling, right? You're not really doing this because you really care. It just kind of seems like you just decided to do this on a random basis in hopes that it will draw in some attention from the political left. But again, you shot yourself in your own foot because you made this character completely unlikable, right? As can be confirmed by audiences who engage with both iterations of the hero story, a total of 3 members of Invincible's cast were subjected to Hollywood's favorite method of virtue signaling. First and most apparently was Amber Bennett, the first love interest of the series. Making her proper debut in the Image series' eighth issue. Amber was originally depicted as a blonde white woman. Okay. However, in the animated series, Amber's appearance was instead inverted, with the character now being, essentially black. Right. Not only that, but in a move completely counter to their supposed intention of endearing this more diverse version of the character to audiences, the animated Amber was also given a whole new personality. Rather than Amber, who, though always fearful for his safety, was always understanding of her one-time boyfriend's superhero lifestyle. Amazon presented audiences with a version of the character who took outright offense to the fact that Invincible did not reveal his secret to her after just a few weeks of dating, right? In the whole episode where they kind of play this up, right? At first, you think that she doesn't know Invincible's identity, right? And because she thinks that, he's constantly like flaking on her, okay? He's constantly flaking on her, running away, didn't save her. When what was that? Cyborg came, they were at the college tour. A cyborg appears, attacks him and his group of friends. He runs away. In the chaos, he sneaks away to put on his costume and comes back and fight. Right. So you 100% think that she is falling in love with Mark because she thinks that he's a coward. She thinks that, oh, he ran away in the face of danger and then came back and pretended like he was always there, right? And that him constantly, flaking on, I think we're supposed to go to a soup kitchen, right? And he promised to help her out, but because he was in the hospital after he fought Battle Beast, right? She thinks that, oh, well, he clearly flaked on me because he's a no good 2-time player, right? She then goes to a college party and almost ends up having having an affair, right? I guess you can call it an affair, or almost ends up cheating on him, right? So you kind of sympathize with her to the fact that, yeah, he won't tell her his secret identity. She thinks that he is a cowardly 2-time player, and so that almost drives her to cheat on him, right? But no, it turns out when he eventually comes out and says, I am invincible to her, she's like, oh yeah, I always known, but I'm more upset that you did not tell me. And it's like, what? Like, so you knew that this dude was literally in a hospital dying after fighting one of the world's strongest bounty hunters or whatever Battle Beast is supposed to be, right? Like, that just drew her character completely out the window, right? No, any sympathy that anybody had with this character went out the window, right? This is it's a slap in the face to everybody, right? But yet you're like here, oh, we changed her character to be more to appeal to the black people, right? To, don't you guys want representation? No, I don't want this character. This character is completely stupid. This is a stupid character that you rewritten and made her completely unlikable, not because of, not to show a different side of this character, right? Right, you can make a character, in the past, in one iteration, the character was super cool, super good, the nicest love interest to this main character, right? And in the reiteration, you want to make her kind of like a villain or whatever, right? Sure, you can do that and make it well written, but this character is just not well written. That's the problem. You race swap this character, and now this character is not well written. This character is completely dog turd. And yet you are sitting here grandstanding and saying, yes, we did a thing. We're definitely giving black people the representation that they deserve. No, I don't want this crap. Get this crap out of here. This is disgusting. This is stupid. You could have kept this the way that it was. Okay? And so they go on to say, oh, well, we also changed, his mom to be Asian, so he's now biracial. And it's like, well, you really didn't apparently in the original comic books, they really didn't go into his race, right? So it really doesn't matter. And then again, he's Viltrumite, right? Nobody's really seeing this guy as a white guy. Like, oh, we like Invincible because he's a white dude. No, the dude's an alien, right? It's the same thing with Superman, right? These people come out and say, well, Superman is clearly an icon for white people. It's like, no, the dude's an alien. He's an alien, okay? That concept of black and white doesn't exist on Krypton. Sorry. Get that crap out of here, right? It's the same thing with Goku. Nobody looks at Goku or Vegeta as, oh, this guy is clearly Asian, right? Because the Japanese made him. He's clearly an Asian man. No, he's an alien. He's an alien from a different planet that the only thing that matters to them is power. Okay? Like, again, these are not, it's just stupid. This is how leftists view things, and it's completely warped, deranged, completely removed from reality. And then they come out and try to virtue signal and try to pretend like they're your friends and pretend that they get you, right? They get you. They understand where you're coming from, and they sit here and they say, "Hey, we're gonna do something for you." Okay, what are you gonna do? We're gonna make this white character that we originally made. We're gonna make her black. Okay, but we're also gonna give her a crappy personality, completely just bastardize her entire character in this entire show and make everybody hate her. Why again? And it's not because of anything. You can say, I say it's intentional, right? I say it's mostly intentional, but it's because they're just dumb, right? They're, like he said right here, we're a couple of dumb white guys, right? It's like, yeah, you guys probably are a couple of dumb white guys who decided to virtual signal and change up your entire story to get a bunch of Twitter people to like you. So congratulations, you kind of prove yourselves right, okay? That you guys are dumb, okay? So with all that being said, like, share, subscribe, stay safe, stay sane, be vigilant, and I'll see you Patriots on the battlefield.